Welcome to Kitchen 143. I am your host, Michelle Aventajado, and I am excited to share some of the things that I love while we spend time together here in the kitchen. Staying at home has obviously empowered all of us to become more courageous and experiment in the kitchen. This includes the different cuisines that we would normally go out for. Instead, we can try them at home. Just like Japanese food from our last episode, French food certainly feels like a special occasion, but it really doesn't have to be. When you say French food, what comes to mind? Fancy cafes, bistros, sophisticated cuisine? Well, it's actually easier to make than you think. For this episode, we're going to be joined by Chef Kevin Ibert from Fluffy Yummy, and moms and sisters-in-laws, my friends as well, Alex Lizotte Garcia and Kay Termelo Garcia. So be sure, again, guys, every episode, watch out for the Quiz the Cook questions. Today we have 5 prizes for 5 winners, and everybody gets all 5 to take home. We have baking essentials from Gavino's. We have assorted pastries from Baker J. We have trivets from S&D Made. We have frozen products from Fluffy Yummy, where you will get to try and make some of the things that we are going to show you how we made today. And of course, we also have bottles of savory spreads from Effin' Good. Don't forget, we're broadcasting live today on Rappler's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter accounts. So if you have questions, comments, suggestions, leave them in the chat box below. All right, guys, I'd love to welcome Chef Kevin, Alex, and Kay on cam. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Miss.
Hi, Michelle.
How, I'm so glad you're here to join us. And it's lovely that we are all safe at home in our own kitchens, our kitchens that we love. And of course, we get to share a lot of fun things with our viewers today. Chef Kevin, obviously, I want to start with you. If we're going to talk about everyday French food, or rather, if we're going to talk about French cuisine, what
Mhm.
are some of the key elements that you see that are important in French cuisine?
I mean, in French cuisine, like what you really need is like time to cook and let time to your ingredient to cook. That's the main important. Like you really need to have a time in front of you.
So patience, time.
Um, yes, like you need also to have patience because like the time and you need to do it again and again to make your recipe better and better, actually.
Okay.
So, and on the ingredient side, like it's a basic product, like you will need like pork, vegetable, chicken, beef, like that's what you will need in general.
So
Carrot, beef.
quality ingredients. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
That's the very important things. Like you need to work with people close to your place. Like organic food is the best, definitely. So if you have the possibility to work with like a farmer close to your house, that's definitely the best.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then if those are the key ingredients, if we're looking at, right. So if we're looking at key elements of French cuisine, we're looking at passion to make things to really bring out the flavors, quality ingredients. Yes, we talked about that, quality
Yeah.
ingredients, so whether it's organic. And then, of course, patience and time, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
passion, ingredients, and time and patience. So, very, very important. I know when I think of French food, I think of butter and I do think it's very, it's like elevated. If I'm going to think of my basic dishes that I make, when I think of French, it's definitely special occasion. But I know that baking is actually French pastries, very simple. No, five key ingredients.
Yeah. I mean, for the basic product in pastry, like definitely like the five main ingredients will be like a flour, water, milk, cream, sugar, salt. It's really basic product. So after is the way you will do it, then it will give like a really different result actually. So after pastry, you can have also like fermentation inside each product. So it will really depends on what you plan to do. But pastry can be easy, but some main product can be also very complicated to do.
Right, right. And well, you even mentioned something about fermentation. And we're focusing on puff pastry and puff dough, which we were very inspired by your product, Fluffy Yummy, to create. Actually, Kay and Alex, we all created something very different but similar in our
Right.
own kitchens using the puff, right? The puff dough. Can you share? Well, I know we were talking earlier about croissant. Croissant
Mhm.
actually isn't it. The origins are not French. No,
Yes, yeah,
we were
exactly.
talking
Like
about this.
yeah, actually, the croissant at the beginning of the history is from Danish. That's why we also call it like Danish pastry. Like the whole family of this product, we call it Danish pastry. Croissant is one of them. We have also like pain au
Mm,
chocolat, au rane,
mm,
pain au
mm.
raisin. Like you have so many products like that, but all of that is
Yes,
Danish pastry family. So
yes.
croissant is part of them.
Yes. And then when we talk about the differences between puff and croissant dough, puff does not need to proof,
Yes,
correct? So
exactly.
we
Puff
can
dough
open
don't
puff
have
and bake.
exactly. Puff dough don't have any fermentation. Like croissant dough have a fermentation like a bread. So let's make it simple. Like it's a bread dough, and we use the same process of the puff dough. So it's for make a croissant, it's a bread dough combined with a puff dough. So we will make it fold the bread dough with the butter to make it
Mm,
fermented and also to have the layers of the same layers of the puff dough. So that's really
okay.
the croissant dough. So it's very different to puff dough. Puff dough don't have any fermentation. It's just water, flour, salt, and butter.
Yes, yes, and I love that, Alex. When you made the puff dishes that you made, you could really see the layers. You guys will see it in a little while, right?
It was a great
Alex,
product to work with,
yes.
actually. Like I've been using puff pastry for a while, and it's limited here in terms of what to find. People tend to think, oh, we're going to use phyllo, but phyllo has nothing to do with puff pastry. It's two different things. And when chef actually sent us the roll, number one, it was massive. It's like a baseball bat, so it's awesome. And I was able to do a lot of things, and you can see really the quality of it. You'll see later on what I cook. The layers is just, which is what pâte feuilletée means. Feuilletée means layers and layers of sheets. Feuille is feuilletée. So it's really a great product to work with.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm and coming from you because you also will get into your experience and your growing up also in France with puff dough and everyday dishes, everyday French dishes. But I do want to say hello before we get into our first quiz the cook question. A lot of our viewers are saying hello, good afternoon, Joanna Gube. Hello, Joanna. Thanks for joining us. Erica Castillo Juan. Hello, good afternoon. We have Carrie Dre, who's very excited. I'm sure you guys are excited. Do you want to see some of the giveaways that you're going to be receiving? Oh, Astrid Ridgway says Alex's food is so good. Um,
Oh my gosh, that's my high
Nikki
school friend,
K,
Michelle. Oh my gosh.
say hello to her. Hello,
Hi,
Astrid.
Astrid. That's all my
Okay, guys.
barkada from around the world, Michelle. She's in Bahrain. They're all watching. Super great support, girls.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yes, coming out,
That's
supporting the high
awesome.
school barcada. Okay, guys, so look, these
Exactly.
are some of the things that you're going to be getting. Effin good, her spreads, a big base. basket, baking essentials basket from Gavino's that includes fun things for you guys to experiment in the kitchen with the puff dough also. And from Baker J. So guys, J actually stands for Je suis. And I'm sure our resident French experts can explain what Je suis means. And that here they will be sending baked goods, snacks, jams, and bread, right? So, guys, there's lots up for grabs. As you know, the mechanics are you have to be watching on either the Mama in Manila or the Rappler Facebook page so we can see your comments. Please make sure that you share. You have to share the live so that we can see that you're letting your friends know all about the fun we're having here in the kitchen today. And of course, we want to make sure that your post is on public. So if you answer correctly, but you have not shared the live, I'm sorry, it will go to the next person. The prizes, all 5 of those prizes will go to the next person. Remember that if you live in Metro Manila, this is for you because we cannot ship outside of Metro Manila, unfortunately, because all of the prizes are perishable. Okay, so are you guys ready for the Quiz the Cook question? Chef, would you like to read the first question?
Alors, Chef Kevin, enumerated 3 key elements in French cuisine. Name all 3.
All right. Okay, so there were 3 things that we talked about that were important whenever you get in the kitchen. But I see we have lots of people answering already. Okay, so you guys are coming in. Hey, do me a favor and drop in the comment box where you're watching from. I am sure a lot of you are watching from Metro Manila, but we do have, Alex said some of her friends are watching from all over the world. So let us know from where you're coming in, where you're viewing. And a lot of people have gotten the answer correctly. And so, first answer, guys, remember, okay, so we're changing this up. For this first question, we are getting the first person who answered correctly. But remember that for the rest of the questions, it's going to be 1, 4, 3, 4, 4. So the next question, the fourth person to answer correctly will take home all of the lovely prizes from our partners from Effin Good, Baker J, Fluffy Yummy, Gavino's, and of course S&D Made. Have you guys seen how beautiful these placemats are? Let me show you. Can we announce our winner? Do we want to announce that? Chef, you can go ahead and read.
So the first one will be Erika Castillo Ruan.
Congratulations, Erica. We are so excited to send you your prizes. Please expect someone from the Rappler team to contact you where you will give us your delivery information and cell phone number, of course, so that we can deliver your prizes. All of our partners are excited to let you try their products for our everyday French food episode. Okay, guys. Okay, where are you signing in from? I see that... watching from Pasig, Binyan, QC. Where else? Paranaque. Great. So glad that you guys are here joining us. Remember, if you have any other questions about French cuisine, of course, we have Chef Kevin on the line here. He's joining us, Alex, and of course, Kay. They're going to share some of the things that they made with the puff pastry that we all got to experiment with. So Alex grew up in France. Her formative years were spent there, and she also went back. You know, you also went back for university, no?
That's right.
So, Alex, what is everyday French food for you?
I know that a lot of French food seems to be highfalutin and complicated, and this is such a great platform to actually talk about it because I do the easy kind of stuff. I'm a busy mom. I work as well, so I really do something quick. And this with the puff pastry was just awesome because it's just an easy thing. In 10, 15 minutes, you're done It looks super social and super out of this world. So it's a really great tool. Growing up, kasi I want to say quiche is probably a go-to. It's an easy thing to do. I mean, growing up, like you go to any supermarket in France and they just sell the rolls. You just grab it, roll it out, put it in a dish. I find myself doing this. Like I poke it with a fork. My mom used to make me do that job when I was little, and I find myself doing it with my kids as well now. So when we do a quiche, I mean, the kids are helping me out, and they're actually poking the dough with a fork. So it kind of like passes on, and that would be, I think, our go-to. I won't lie, we probably eat quiche, I want to say, once a week. My Filipino husband got used to it. Yeah, so we do eat Filipino and French as well. So I probably do a quiche maybe once a week, and with a salad, something easy. We usually do a quiche Lorraine, or it's a great vehicle for like whatever leftover you have in your fridge.
Yes,
like chicken,
agree.
spinach.
It's my go-to as well.
It's an easy thing to do, and you can do it for breakfast if you want to. Like I find Richie enjoying quiche a lot better at breakfast. I don't know if it's an Asian thing.
Because it's eggs. They feel like it should be.
I guess so. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Whereas I'll have it for dinner with a salad.
Yes.
And I don't serve it to
Same.
my in-laws because I think my father-in-law is like,
Kay.
oh my gosh. Kay knows it has to be more substantial. Because, oh my gosh, if I serve them just quiche, they'll die. Literally. My father-in-law has already stated that a few times.
I think that's because it's also very, you have to have more if the mixing the Filipino and the French, like I mix the Filipino and the Italian, right? There always has to be a little bit more
Substantial? Yeah.
a
flavor.
viand or a rice for the
Right.
Pinoys, no?
Agree.
Okay, but how about you? Could you survive on quiche?
Oh, I could definitely. I mean, and then like the open face, like there's quiche, you can make quiche, you can do open face like tartelettes and little tarts. I can totally live on
Yes.
that. I mean, whether it's eggs, sausages, like a good example in my family is my daughter's very Filipino sometimes in her taste. My son naman can be very French. So it's really a great thing to just be like, okay, like a restaurant, you're gonna just have hot dogs on yours because my 5-year-old only like only eats hot dogs. So we'll just do hot dogs. Then my daughter naman will only want cheese, so we'll just do cheese. So it's really easy
Right.
to
Yes.
just make
So it's easy
everybody
to-
happy.
With the quiche. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see what you made with the fluffy yummy puff pastry. I think we
Sure.
have a video. I think you did more. And walk us through. So if you want to like chat during it to let us know, you know, how you threw it together.
So what did I do? Oh, okay. Normally, a real quiche Lorraine is supposed to be made with lardons, but of course, I didn't have any lardons. So what I did is, leftover ham. The cheese, I did Emmental and Parmigiano Reggiano, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever was in my wrap. And then the filling is usually eggs. If you had crème fraîche to make it a little bit more richer, better. But in my case, I mean, I just used what I had. I have a pouring little cow pouring milk, so that's milk.
Cute.
And then so it's just pure milk. I mean, all cream fat milk. And then I'll put all the ingredients. The little secret ingredient that I use, which is very French, is I always use nutmeg. So that's the light brown spice. So that really enhances the cheese. It enhances the flavor with a little bit of nuttiness. I mean, it's a great add-on, especially even for savory.
So that was nutmeg, salt, and pepper.
That's right.
Yes?
And then,
Okay.
yep. And this is the super big, yummy puff pastry of chef that comes in a really generous amount. I mean, you can do a few meals. With that, I can easily do 3 meals. So as you can see, I'm very professional. Just take the thing.
So, you know what? We are moms in the kitchen.
Right.
We are finding our way around. We're working from home. We're doing things. We're always doing more than one thing. So we know we're not professionals. We'll leave that to chef.
Right.
We know we're
So
not.
chef,
We're
yeah.
totally.
So this is the important part. The poking.
This is the one that you remember doing with your
Yes,
mom, which
with my
is,
mom.
I'm sure your
Definitely.
daughter will do with her children as well.
Yes, maybe if they make quiche, I hope. So it's a really easy, versatile thing to do. Like you can put spinach instead, you can put leftover chicken, salmon, and you just literally bake it. So I'm going to my oven very slowly and woof. And in about
Perfect.
30, 45 minutes, depending on your heat, that's about it. And you've got a meal.
Right.
So that's an
So
easy.
besides quiche growing up, what else did you have, like in terms of stews and
My
some other
mom,
things that we would know? Yeah.
uh, it would be her version of coq au vin, I would say. My mom
Mm-hmm.
has this type of coq au vin, which is basically like a chicken stew that she does with
Mm-hmm.
mushrooms and bacon and white wine. And it's interesting because we would do it in France. We live in the north of France, so it's pretty cold. So it's something we would eat regularly. And moving back to the Philippines, my mom would actually do it very regularly, but instead of eating it with potatoes, would eat it with rice because we've become so Asian.
Well,
So it's interesting to
you've melded the French and the Filipino. So besides
yeah.
coq au vin, what else would
We would
you
do bœuf
enjoy?
bourguignon definitely.
Mhm.
Quiches was a staple as well in the house. My dad loves to cook a good roast as well, a good like chicken roast, the same way they do when you go to a market in Paris with all the drippings on the potatoes. That's become a staple in my house as well. That, what I'm doing right now, is actually like a tarte provençale. So it's an easy
Mhm.
way also. It's really refreshing. It's just fresh tomatoes on the puff pastry. The secret here is to put a bed of French mustard because the tomatoes are so
Mm.
wet that you need to kind
Yes.
of have a layer of protection
Okay.
on the dough. So that's the secret. You
Okay.
just put the Dijon mustard, then F de Provence, olive oil, and that's a great go-to also. This is my husband's favorite. It's like,
I think I would like it too.
it's very, very good. And it's simple. That's me cracking
And
an
you just
egg.
did this all in one sitting. Like the quiche is already in the oven, you rolled
Yes.
out the second and right?
Actually,
So
yes.
it's that easy.
I want to say in an hour I was able to do with all that dough. I made a quiche. I made a tomato tart. I did. After that, you're gonna see. I'm gonna with the ends basically of the puff pastry, which is here. You kind of have ends and edges, and people really don't know what to do with it in the end. And I don't want to waste it. So
Yes.
I've
No one wants to
done,
waste.
and that's a lot. And I've done cheese
Right.
sticks, French style cheese sticks. So egg wash, and then I've put Emmental, a mix of Emmental, I think, and Parmigiano Reggiano, if I'm not mistaken. I should have written that down. I forgot.
So we have butter and we have cheese and we have puff. I don't think we can go wrong.
These didn't last very longish. These
I
lasted.
vote yes for that.
I want to say as soon as they got out of the oven, my daughter was like, "Can I eat them? Can I eat them?" I was like, "Wait, I still need to shoot it. I still need to send pictures." Yeah, it was tough. And then, yeah, I just roll it out. You can add sesame seeds just for an added layer of flavor. And then, boom, oven. Yeah, actually, everything's happening in the oven now that you're saying that. The quiche is coming
Right?
out.
Fantastic. I mean, like, this is how quick you can put everything together. So it layers.
Gorgeous.
Wow,
Gorgeous
guys.
product. It's like a factory
So-
in there. And then here's the cheese. Yeah, the cheese sticks. I just added, and those were really great for pica pica cocktails, l'apéro, they say in French. A nice glass of rosé, and then you have that, and it's perfect.
Fantastic.
That was good. That was very good.
I'm so excited. Those tomatoes looked fantastic, by the way.
Great.
I don't
great
think I've
produce.
seen tomatoes like that in a while.
Local, Filipino grown. So proud.
Proudly Pinoy. So, okay, guys, I think it's time for another Quiz the Cook question. So, up for grabs, of course, you will remember that we have our baking essentials from Gavino's. We also have assorted baked goods from Baker J. Trivets from S&D Made. So they will be the trivets to match our placemats that we showed you earlier. Frozen products from Fluffy Yummy and our savory spreads, which I will show you more of what I did with effing good. Okay, so for this one, remember, we are going to pick commenter number 4. Please remember, you have to share the live stream and you must live within Metro Manila so that we can deliver your goods to you. Kay, do you want to read this question for our viewers? We are ready.
Name 5 key ingredients in French baking.
There we go. Do, 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 do. Super simple, and that's really actually a friend of mine who's also another baker, classically trained as well. She her business, she just named it Sunk. Sunk is the French word for 5, because baked goods should be that simple. Sunk, five ingredients. So if you guys have it, let's see. Oh my goodness, 37 comments already. I didn't even see. Okay, we have, Barry Tan Chavez Stameyer said, looks good, Alex. Quick and easy. We have Marielle, your sister, Kay. She's commenting, the tomatoes look so refreshing.
She's so sweet.
And
she's trying to answer as well. I think Earl wants to win something. Marielle actually wrote the answers.
She wants to win. Okay. Oh, it looks like, wait. Yeah, we have lots of comments. Okay, so guys, remember, for commenter number 4, this prize is for commenter number 4. And we have lots of answers here. Some right on point. Oh, Nicole de los Angeles. Hello. She says her 5 ingredients are wine, and wine.
Of course.
And wine. Is that 5?
Yeah.
I do not doubt that at all. Coming from her.
Hi, Nick. Okay. So, okay. We have lots of answers, lots of no winner yet. I think they're just making sure that it's the correct answer, and it's the 4th person. We have to get the 4th person who answers correctly. Yeah, Marielle said, yes, I want to win. She wants to win. Is she, Kate, is she as competitive as us?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Perfect. This is going to be fun. Okay, so while we're checking, I will say, so Kay, while we're checking for those answers, why don't you tell us a little bit about, I know prior to the pandemic, first, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for saying yes.
Thank you.
Guys, we know each other for years and years. Our kids are the same ages. We've seen, the kids from itty bitties grow to big kids now. And of course, I love seeing Kay in the kitchen with her girls. I actually love spending time in the kitchen. I love that. I love that I was part of that journey. But prior to the pandemic, you had a flourishing event styling, and you planned huge parties, intimate and small, intimate and big. But you shifted. Tell us about how you shifted and what that's like for you now.
Well, before the pandemic, I was fully invested in event styling. It was the only thing for me. It was really up until the day we had lockdown. I was booked for a long time after that, and I didn't see it coming that this would be long term. I was actually caught off guard. Maybe a month.
I think we all were.
Right. A month or 2 after, I was so bored. Like, every day, my husband and I would cook. And after a while, I was so bored, and it was slowly sinking in that, oh my goodness, this is going to be a while. And so I said, well, I love baking, I love cooking, but I never did anything special. But that time, I had so much time on my hands that I was able to come up with a few things that I felt I could actually sell. So I did. I started selling to friends and they started posting about it. So then came this little pandemic business of mine where I sell cheesecake and cookies and chocolate cake and cinnamon buns and stuff like that. So right now, that's what I'm doing. And as much as I want to go back to event styling, it doesn't look like that is in the near future, but I'm enjoying this.
Yes. And I've been enjoying watching your journey because I've always followed your kitchen adventures. I love how when you plan a meal, you start from soup to nuts. Everything is like if you're going to make a Thai meal, you make it all the way.
All
And
the way.
when I started seeing you, you're super all out, which is what I love, right? I feel like we're so alike when it comes to that. But I saw you started baking and I knew something was up because these were some real deals. Like I saw you baking carrot cake and chocolate cake and
Right.
all these different things. And so
Right.
I saw kind of like how it unfolded.
Right.
And
Well, with
and
social
I'm
media,
guys, we,
even if we were apart, oh, sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
go.
With social media, even if we're apart, I just kept on say posting, and I was shocked with how far it could reach that it just blew up. And I still bake every
Well,
day. I still take some orders every day. And when you asked me for this, I was so nice because I had never done anything with puff pastry. So I was panicking. I tried so many different recipes. Everything went to hell. I know.
well, see, that's the beauty. And guys, we're not pretending to be chefs in
Right.
any way. Like
Right.
Kay and I were
That's
exchanging how we
interesting.
totally failed with our
Right.
first example, our first
Right.
experiments. And it was my first time too. Guys, we still don't have an answer or a correct answer for
Oh,
our 5 ingredients for baking. It's not correct yet. Oh no. We have to get those 5 ingredients, guys. 5 ingredients for baking.
there's so
The
many
key
comments
ingredients
already.
for baking.
I know there's a
Super.
lot.
So many comments. So yeah, I think that's what that's the premise. I think of Kitchen 143. I'm not an expert, but I do
Right.
love spending time in the kitchen, and I
Yes.
think that's where we also learn from our
Right.
mistakes. No.
And it's a
Okay.
great bonding time with the kids.
Absolutely.
The
And we've
best.
had so much time during the
Right.
pandemic with the kids. So
Right.
your kids are experimenting with you. All right. I'm
Yes.
not sure for the tech team here. What do we what
What do
do
we
we
do?
do here? No one's getting the guys, remember, I'm gonna give a little hint. Remember that with French cuisine, everything is about butter. Everything. So I just gave you a hint. You have one. Come up with the other four. Come up with the other four. We have lots
Yeah.
of things. Okay. But yeah, guys, I'm not sure what to do about that question. Let's ask the tech team. Do we move on? Do we show the next video? I think let's show the next video. We'll have to come back to that question.
Oh wow.
Okay, let's show. And then, Kay, tell us about why you chose this dish.
Well, like I said, I completely messed up the first few that I tried. And this one, I have this baking guru. I love her, Claire Sackett. I have her book,
Mm-hmm.
and she had a lot of stuff using puff pastry. So I tried several. They were not actually all failures, but we didn't like it wasn't to our taste. This one was. We enjoyed it. It was
Mm,
something my husband and my kids ate after meals. I knew that, and it wasn't so complicated to the point that I'll never make it again because I had the puff
right,
pastry, which was ready made. If I had to
right.
do the puff pastry on my own,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But it was fun. But I did screw it up a lot of times as well. That's why we don't have any more puff pastry to work with. I tried so many times. This is the part I actually kept screwing up because I always over roasted the apples. They ended up like mush. And
Okay.
when I had to shoot the video, when I baked it, the apples actually fell off the puff pastry and onto the floor. I picked it up, tried to save it. Disaster. See,
We've
it's
had
falling
those
apart there
moments.
already.
We've had those moments, right? But
Right.
I guess that's also the beauty of doing this in our own kitchens. We can figure it out, but it
Right.
looks gorgeous. I love that shot of the puff just
Right.
coming up. Beautiful. That was beautiful, Kay.
Thank you.
I am so thankful that you rose to the challenge. I know you said no at first. So
No.
everybody, she said no. She said, I don't think I want to do that.
I'm not capable. I kept telling you, Michelle, I'm not capable. I don't have it in me.
And look at that. You did. I think we have a winner, guys. Let's see. Marielle said, "Oh my God, that was a beautiful video. I never would have thought she messed up." Agree, see? No one has to know. See, no one would have even known. Okay, I think we have a winner. Let's see. And then, okay.
Am I announcing it?
Yeah, you can.
Which one is it?
There you
think
go.
that's-
It's on the screen.
on the screen.
Oh, there. Catherine Sikat. Flour, butter, water, milk, and eggs.
Congratulations. You win puff dough from Fluffy Yummy. You win baked goods from Baker J. You win your own baking essentials kit from Gavino's. You win S&D Trivets, and you win savory sauces and spreads from Effin Good. So five different partners for this episode, and 5 different winners will take home all of those prizes. Just make sure that you live within Metro Manila. And Catherine, I hope you have shared the live on your Facebook page. Okay, that super made me hungry. Kay, you know I love apple pie.
Yes.
So tart tatin is perfect for me. Also, of course, I love it. But we have another quiz the cook question. And this is very easy compared to the last one that we just got. That last one took us a whole. There it is. What type of puff pastry did Kay make? What did Kay make? And Kay, Barry also says your video is beautiful.
Thank you, Bear.
So funny. Catherine Sikat thought the answer might be what the ingredients were. So she answered all of the ingredients. Okay. And it looks like it might not be as easy as I thought.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great.
Did
Has
we
to
get
be the
one?
right
So remember,
one, right?
it has to be
French.
the yes,
In French,
and it has
yes.
to be the third person to answer correctly. 1, 4, 3. This is the third question, so it's number 3, and you have to answer correctly. We're not going to be so sticklers
Yes,
for spelling because it is French, but
Right.
I love
but-
my sister. Maria's
know.
the best. She's answering. She's like, I'm in this for the win.
yes,
So sweet.
thanks,
Every
Marielle.
answer question. So cute.
Super
We need to cook
supportive.
for her.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Does Marielle spend time in the kitchen with you, Kay?
Oh, not with me because we are both paranoid. So we try not to mix our household.
So you're really right.
Yeah. Because we have to leave.
But normally-
Carla at work. Normally, you know what? Before the pandemic, she and I never cooked this much. Honestly. So we haven't really done much except for when we travel.
When you're together.
When we're together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we all have been doing, and I can't I'm not complaining. I'm actually enjoying the process. I'm
Right.
enjoying the time that we're spending in the kitchen. I'm enjoying the opportunity. Like I'll tell the kids, "Hey, let's make Japanese tonight or let's make
Right.
Korean." And everybody chooses a dish for the
Right.
meal or like a side
Right.
dish or Korean, a banchan that they want to make. And we've been having so much fun. So now all of you who are tuning in, you can have fun with all of the ingredients that will be sent to your doorstep by all of our partners. Remember that if you shared the live, you're up for winning one of our packs, and you live in Metro Manila. I think we have the winner. Kay, would you, Alex? How about you announce the winner?
Sure. So the winner, the correct answer was tatin with the French accent. And the winner is Ging Domingo Santos. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jing. I can't wait to see what you're going to make with these delicious treats coming from S&D for your trivet, from Baker J for your baked goods, Fluffy Yummy for your puff pastry, effing good. I know you're going to have fun with that with your cheese boards, and Gavino's. And I know you bake also. So you're going to enjoy all of these fun things for our Everyday French episode. So I love that you guys both chose something very French. Tarte tatin. I cannot say tarte tatin. I can't say it as well as Alex and Chef. Chef, you can say it too. And of course, Alex chose very simple dishes that she can make and whip up in quite a just a few minutes for her family. I wanted to actually take Chef's puff and do something fun and Pinoy, because I also Pinoy food is still, I'm finding comfort in some of these dishes. It's not usually my comfort. My comfort is usually Italian, and I feel very comfortable with that. And when I am, a little bit down or need to pick me up, I'll have 4 or 5 burners going with all of the tomato sauces and eggplant parm and all these things that I love. So being able to play with the puff and marry it with some Pinoy flavors for me has been so fun. So I'm going to share with you how I made something sweet and something savory as well. And you guys will also see how easy it is to work with this puff pastry. You can do this at home. So we can share the video. I feel like pies and tarts, now in the pandemic, there is a pie craze going on. There is a tart craze going on, right? Everybody is doing different things at home. And I wanted to try buko tarts. So here, this is just cream. It's 3/4 cup cream, 3/4 cup sugar. I'm just melding it together so that the sugar melts. Very low fire. I really enjoyed this cream. This is a new cream I found. It's actually from Italy, not France. But mixing in my buko meat, because it's a tart, I cut them a little bit smaller. I didn't leave them big. I feel like if you make a pie, you want them bigger. Made the slurry with the coconut water and some cornstarch. Guys, this is so simple. And then you're just cooking the slurry mixing it into the cream and the coconut meat with the sugar so that it became a little bit thick. When it got a little bit thicker, I let it cool. And here is where you can see how easy. I tried with both of the dishes that I made to be a little bit more exact, because I also didn't want to waste the puff. I was very stingy with my puff, but I even tried rolling it out and doing some other things with the scraps, just because I didn't want it to go to waste. Using a muffin pan for this, I buttered the inside of the muffin pan, made sure that the dough was still very cool to touch, and then I added the warm coconut filling. Very simple, guys. I didn't realize how easy this was to make. We have buko pie, coconut tarts, we've had so many different kinds, but my kids all said, and this is where they're a little bit biased, they said, "Mom, best buko tarts ever."
Of course.
I'll take it. I'm their mom.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was good. It looks fab.
It was really good.
Fab.
It was really good. And actually, the fact that they were small, like muffin size,
Right.
it was easy for me to say no at one. Like I could say no, I'll just have one.
Right.
So
And not a full slice, right?
right, or a second either. So very easy. Chef, how did you feel about where marrying Pinoy and French flavors together there?
Actually, it's very good. Like fusion food now is very famous. So definitely, like mixing, like the culture in the food, like that. We do that for a very long time already. Like actually, now it's hard to say which product is come from because of that. Because everybody like mix the culture, like and try to do something well. Like,
Yeah,
but definitely.
we've all kind of blended, I think. And even me, I know Alex, you're a third culture kid as well. Like me being a Filipina Italian, growing up in New York and then coming here and realizing all the different influences in my own culture. I love how we can take what we want from all. So you said you take your kokovan and you have it with rice, and that works. And we can take we can take the French and make it very simple for us, making it at home. In fact, one of the things that I did also this morning, because I wanted to try, I was telling Chef earlier that I had some store-bought puff pastry, and I just took some mango filling from Gavino's that I had that I just filled the mango filling with some cheese in the puff pastry. This one is a store-bought puff pastry, so it didn't actually rise as much as Chef Kevin's, but the fluffy yummy, I'm sure if I made it with, I ran out because I made all the buko tarts and the other savory tarts. So I tried this and it's still good, but not as fluffy. So you can, of course, get some of those ingredients from Gavino's when you want to experiment as well. I think we are ready to show one more video. And this one will be the Pinoy puffs. So I actually asked Alex, what would we call it if we were gonna call it something in French?
Just for the kicks of it, I'd probably say tartelette, Kevin, I guess.
Yeah, tartelette, yeah.
Tartelette is basically small little tarts. My husband hates it because in his mind he thinks that a tart is supposed to be sweet. But I think people don't know that tarts can be both sweet and savory, and this is a great example for a change from doing a pizza. I said, because after you did this, actually, Michelle, I copied you and did that for lunch for my kids the next day, and it was just easy, and it looks so fancy, and it's super light. It was a great way of doing it. So it's like doing open-faced little pizzas, technically, for lack of a better word.
Yes, and I love that we can inspire each other, right? So it's a tartelette. I love that we can inspire each other. So here, guys, I'm slicing longanisa, tomatoes, queso petit. I think what else? I sliced salted egg. I wanted to use the Filipino flavors and kind of make it feel like it was breakfasty. So here we have queso petit and tomatoes, like a different take on caprese. This one I used pineapple habanero jam and then put adobo flakes on top. So good with just some cheese as well. Longanisa with Effin Good's tomato concasse, which has 3 different kinds of tomatoes, if I'm correct. And then this particular one I used truffle butter. So the truffle butter from Effin Good, then put some adobo flakes again, and an egg. Like that's already breakfast. That could be a breakfast pizza. Queso petit with more longanisa, and if I remember correctly, I think I used the pesto on this one. Yes. And then I used the herb pesto, the pesto al herb. And this one was chorizo butter. So just spread that chorizo butter, put some cheese, and making like a little bed for the egg that I'll put in. So it's like chorizo, tomato, egg,
Looks good.
Yeah.
and so easy. I
And it
noticed
takes you no
Alex, when-
time.
Yes, super. I mean, this could have really, the adobo flakes were left over. I did fry the longanisa, but it's really nothing else there needed to be prepared. It
awesome.
was just slice and go. So very easy. I put the egg wash. I noticed that when you did your egg wash, Alex, you only used the egg yolk. Is that
Yes.
just for the cheese sticks, or do you use that all the time?
For all the time. Every time I golden something, it's just the egg yolk only with a little bit of cold water to kind of loosen
Okay.
up the egg yolk, and it glistens a little bit more. So no egg. My egg wash has no egg white. But
I
just a
didn't
bit
know
of-
that.
With a bit of
Yeah, me
cold
too.
water from like the like whatever drink you're drinking, just a bit of water, just to loosen it up a little. And I use it as the glue as well, Michelle, if I need to glue things
Yes.
together.
If you're gonna
If
make
you
a
wanted to make
pocket.
yes, a pocket or an empanada. Because actually what you're showing, you could actually have an option of closing it up like an empanada. I mean,
Yeah.
I know my kids like to eat it. It might be a little bit easier because it's like a sandwich type kind of thing. It's less
Right.
fancy than the tartelette, but it's also a good option.
We call it friand actually in France.
Friand.
Friand.
Yum, yum.
Yeah, friand and something.
You don't want to
we eat
know how
also
that is
with,
spelled, Mitch.
Friand. FRILL.
No,
How do you spell? No,
there's
so
a D
wrong.
in the end.
I just-
There's a D in there, and no, it's like what? How is this D coming in the mix?
So, little confession: I took French in high school. I took
Oh.
French 1, 2, 3, but all I could say now is, I will ask you where the bathroom is, and that's it.
Which is very,
So-
very useful.
Right? So that's it. I couldn't do any more. Okay, so I think we're ready for another quiz the cook question. We have some of our viewers are commenting before we read the question. We say, okay, here looks like someone. Federico Garcia Jr. is saying Chef Kevin's pastry rocks. I think we all agree.
Agreed.
Lily Beth says that it looks yummy, everything. Nikki K said, oh my gosh, my kids will surely be fueled if I feed them those for breakfast.
Definitely.
Me too. Okay, Nikki's also asking a question. Maybe this is for Chef and Alex, since Kay and I did not know to use just the egg yolk. Nikki K, does egg yolk and milk work too for the egg wash? Chef.
Yeah, it's work actually. Like we actually take out in general the white egg because the contents of the white egg is 98% of water. So it's if you take it out, like you really need to be careful of the yolk alone because for sure the color will be way more dark than if you use the egg. So if you are used to egg, be careful when you cook only with yolk because the color will come faster because you have less humidity because you take out the water
Interesting.
from the white egg.
Okay, we didn't.
But you can add like take out the yolk, take out the white, sorry, and then add some
Yes.
other fat like a milk or cream. You can do that. Definitely.
Yum.
Also, we
Okay.
can add also some little bit of salt or sugar inside. It's helped to make it more shiny. So that's something we do.
Okay, so we're learning new things. And if you're tuning in now and would like to take home some of the yummy ingredients that we have all been using as we prepared our dishes at home, all you have to do is make sure you share the live on your Facebook page. Please make sure that it's public so we can see. This question, I think, is question number 4, right? So 1, 4, 3, 4. This will be the 4th person to answer correctly for this question. You must live in Metro Manila. And up for grabs, of course, is baked goods from Baker J, frozen puff dough from Fluffy Yummy, effing goods savory and spreads and sauces. We also have a baking basket from Gavino's, and we also have our trivets from S&D Made, which S&D Made is actually a local Pinoy favorite too. It's a Pinoy company, and they're working with Pinoy artists to create things for the table. But it goes beyond just placemats and trivets. They can do wall coverings. They can do so many things for you. If you have a design or if you would like to work with an artist. So these are up for grab. Are you ready for the question? I will read this one because I really was intrigued by this. Chef Kevin and I actually talked about this extensively. What is the difference between puff pastry dough and croissant dough? So Chef mentioned this early on in the show, and I was very intrigued because I thought it was impressive just how the puff puffs up, how it does not need to proof, and it very exciting. So this is where I got to learn a little bit. Whenever we do our episodes for Kitchen 143, I'm always so intrigued to learn more about the cuisine or the process or the different things that we can do to level up our cooking at home. And even if the leveling up is, from making boxed brownies to homemade brownies that we're doing at home, we're always trying to improve, right? And here, what we have done, right, is we have a lot of answers here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all of the comments, and they definitely have gotten it right. For me, yes, that answer is okay because that's what we said, actually.
Right.
That was the difference between the puff and the croissant. So maybe Chef can, so we will get the fourth person. This will be the fourth person to, we have some other people who are answering correctly too. So leveling up does not mean that, we have to turn out 5-course meals or that we have to become experts in French cuisine. I think starting with something that's manageable, that's delicious, that your family loves, that's easy, then in this case, I know that we're already learning something and bringing something new to the table for our families while we're here at home. So it looks like we have a lot of people answering. Guys, I'm so excited you were paying attention. This question took a lot. It was very fast for you to answer, much faster than our 5 ingredients. So that one was a bit of a tough one. We have some good answers here. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to know anything more beyond the simple French dishes or the puff pastry, we can also show you let's show everyone the winnings, the prizes of what everyone will get to take home, which Kay and Alex also have. So they can enjoy these tonight as well. And it looks like we got the winner. And so, yes, Selma Segovia. You answered correctly with fermentation. So congratulations. You will receive all of these delicious goodies from Baker J, from Gavino's, from Fluffy Yummy, S&D Made, and of course, did I mention Gavino's? Who did I miss?
Effing.
And Effing Good. Effing Good. So Effing Good will be sending 2 sauces, and 2 sauces are spreads. So you'll get a mix. You'll get like a spread and then a sauce. And Baker J will be sending over some baked goods for you as well, so you don't have to bake. And this is the beauty in what we like to share and show here on Kitchen 143. We talked about baking at home, and even Kay, when you bake at home, you have to make sure your pantry is well stocked as well, right? With your pantry staples. And so in this case, this is where we are super happy. Again, Gavino's is actually a pandemic business as well. My friend Blaze saw how, yes, they saw also how everyone was at home and baking, and we needed to get these supplies, and they deliver. So for
Right.
me, once I saw this, what, we're not going out, we're not going to the
Right.
grocery. And so having things delivered this way was super easy for me. And of course, with Gavinos, hashtag anyone can bake. So
Right.
it's very
Right.
easy, guys. These dishes, these things that we make at in our own homes, you can make too. So how would we sum up what we have learned with basic French dishes, with puff pastry or everyday French food? For me, I would say learning that Kay and I both felt a little bit challenged working with the puff pastry, but seeing how Alex, whipped up these things and how much more comfortable. I think this is a lesson here in the kitchen that both Kay and I also learned. We can step outside of our comfort zones, try something new, bring something new to the table. And if that's French cuisine, or simple French dishes, then we can thank Chef Kevin for his puff pastry for inspiring us for that. Right? So, okay, we have one more question. This is the fifth, and we are going to wrap up after this. But remember, 14344. So again, the correct answer will come from the fourth person who answers correctly. Please make sure you share the live and that you're set to public so that we can see that you shared the live. And you must live in Metro Manila because our prizes are perishable. So again, we will be receiving baking essentials from Gavino's, assorted pastries from Baker J, rivets from S&D, frozen products from Fluffy Yummy, and savory spreads and sauces from Effin' Good. Alex,
Yes.
do you want to ask this question? I feel like this is yours, so you should answer it.
Sure.
I mean, you should read it for them. Read the question.
Yeah, not give the answers. Definitely not.
Not
So
give
the
the answer.
last question is, name 2 dishes that I, Alex, identified as everyday French cuisine growing up. We were talking about it earlier. It was a list of things that I used to eat when I was little, and that I still eat today, actually, and make.
Okay. So 2 dishes. We'll just pull up the slide so you guys can see.
And then we
you
will
can
not
name
any, right, Mish? It doesn't have to be correct spelling either.
spelled correctly. No, we
It
won't.
doesn't have to be.
It is a foreign.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
foreign
hard.
language for
Yeah.
us. Yes.
Make it in Bisaya if you
Okay.
need to. Chak, 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 no problem. We'll understand.
Yes.
It's very difficult.
There is quite a few answers.
And it seems like nobody's got it. So
No,
far.
2 out of the 4. We only need 2 out of the 4. So when Alex and I were talking about this, we were actually watching her video. And you might have missed it because, of course, it was during the video. It's a very...
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, I think it's the right...
Oh boy.
Oh, boy, I think it's the right thing, Kay. Parang, nope, guys, nope.
Not that one. So we were talking about some soups and stews and easy to make dishes. Alex even mentioned, so I'm giving you guys hints. Alex even mentioned she was from the northern part of France where it's a little bit more cold. So it's a dish that would be served warm and even with potatoes. But this time, of course, she eats it. Ooh, someone got it right. Someone got it right. So
Okay, I love it.
Yes. And spelled correctly.
I love it.
Okay. I love. Okay, we have 2.
Yeah.
I want to say, can I say, Maria, write it again. Calling Earl, write it again.
I think there's a fourth one na. Ah, you're not yet the winner. Relax.
Sige pa, one more time. Not yet, babe. One more time. Oh, my uncle's there. He put a yeah, okay. Oh, I
You
want
know
your
what?
sister
I
to
missed a
win
while
now.
ago. My daughter commented a while ago. I didn't see it. The little
Oh,
one.
Oh, sweetie pie. Carolina. Okay.
The ingredients, yeah.
How cute.
I love this part because this is like the exciting part, right?
I know, it's like,
Yeah.
who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win?
And parang,
Because there are only a handful that got it right. And yes, you guys are right. There is a stew, but you
not
gotta get the
stew.
name of the stew or the soup there.
I think.
Okay, it looks
Okay.
like we have.
A winner.
A winner.
So, guys, this is the beauty of how we love when we come together with everybody in the kitchen. We love to show you something new, teach you a little bit of trivia or knowledge about the product behind it, and then, of course, arm you with the tools that you need if you wanted to make it at home. And then if that's not your thing, that's okay. We are also sending you some ready to eat goodies as well, right? So you can do that. And for this, we have the winner. We can announce. Alex, would you like to announce?
Oh, sure. And the winner is the correct answer was either quiche or coq au vin. And the winner, because we have to do it on the 4th, is Arla Jean, correct? If I'm pronouncing it correctly.
I think so. Arla Jean,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ilagan. Congrats.
You will be receiving baking essentials from Gavino's, pastries from Baker J, trivets from S&D, frozen puff from Fluffy Yummy, and bottles of savory spreads from Effin Good. You can make all of these things at home if you would like. Okay. So, ladies, let's start with Kay. Kay, if people
Yes.
want to find you on social media, see what you're up to, see what you're baking, see what you're churning out, how can they find you and, on your social media handles?
Yep. I have an IG account, Kay Tormulo Garcia. Just message me there and everything's on it.
Order from her. Lots of
Excellent.
yummy
And so
stuff.
some of those things, so some of those things they can look for from you. I think you said cheesecake earlier and cookies and
Chocolate
some of the,
cake, carrot cake.
will you be
Yeah.
selling tart tatin soon?
No. No. I have a problem with selling anything with fruit because I find that you have to have the right supply, I think, which I don't have.
Right. Actually, if you are looking for those Granny Smith apples, I do have a supplier for you. I can message you about that if you'd like.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
Just in
Just in
case.
case.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then Alex, if people wanted to check you out on social media and, see what you're up to, where can they find you?
I don't know what they want. I really don't know why they would want to look for me on IG, but that's my handle right there. Actually, my full name, which is Alexandra Lizo Garcia. So it's a little bit.
Oh, I said it wrong. Lizo.
No,
and you
it's
didn't
okay,
I'm
Mish.
so sorry
It's
for
fine.
butchering that.
Do you know 20 years ago when I met the Garcias, we were in a big reunion at church, and my brother-in-law Miguel wanted to introduce my family. Gets the mic and screams, top of his lung, and now please welcome the Lizot family. And we were all like, oh, this is not how you say our name.
I am so sorry. Please forgive me.
No, please, it's difficult. It's like, it's like chef. Chef has a silent T, like me. Correct,
Yes. So
chef?
your T was
Yeah,
silent
yeah, yeah, yeah.
also. I
It's
I knew
difficult.
to make his T silent. I am so sorry I did not make yours.
It's all
Alex
good, Miss.
Liso
Yes,
Garcia.
yes.
There, I said it right. So they can find you this way.
No harm
And
done.
okay, thank you, and thank you so much. And chef, where can everybody find the beautiful puff pastry, croissant, pain au chocolat, and Concord cakes and mango tart, all these beautiful things that I see on your feed as well? Where can they follow you, and how can they purchase?
So they can purchase in www.fluffyyummy.com. That's the
Mhm.
way to purchase. And then on the IG on Instagram and Facebook, it's Chef Kevin Ibert. And we have another account is fluffyyummy.com, fluffyyummyph.
Great.
So
Fantastic. So this has been so much fun. I have enjoyed myself thoroughly. I've learned quite a bit. I hope you have too. And certainly, I am so thankful for my friends who have joined me in on this episode. Of course, if you would like the recipes and you would like to see what we have done, visit the column on Thursday. The recipes will be published there. And of course, see you again in 2 weeks where we will be chatting about Korean food. I hope you tune in as we explore the Korean wave. Thanks, guys, for joining me in Kitchen 143. See you soon.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Mish. Merci.